Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mars coming at you over the interwaves with another StarCraft 2 cast. And seriously, didn't we fix this visual bug like 2 years ago? All right. Anyway, welcome to this map. This is Apotheosis, the actual climax of your day. That's because Apotheosis is a fancy Greek word for climax. I'm sorry. Over in this side of Apotheosis, the latter edition. Representing the Zergs, it's Poseidon. His opponent, who doesn't like Zerg one bit, it's Victor. Even got F-Zerg. Victor's not balling off. Alright, interesting. Apotheosis is a big map. Just got that down before Victor might have gotten around to blocking that. It's a big map, so a lot of people don't actually expect early aggression. So I suppose it's not the most radical of things, but considering this matchup does very often lead to run-bys later in the game, I'm hoping that Victor will wall this off. I mean, don't get me wrong, he'll wall this off when the time comes, but sometimes that get, breached, and then you want to have an extra wall here. Other than that, Victor doesn't seem to be doing anything very dramatic, and neither does Poseidon. You don't get to be the god of the sea by being extremely radical. Lots of gods very conservative, and Poseidon is not one to, sort of break that standard. ZVT on this map. I've heard it said that Z's are a little bit favored on this, that in tournament settings this map does get vetoed by many Terran players, and you can sort of see why. It's a big map, not open so much. It's more of a labyrinthian layout, lots of individual lanes, and if you're not in the right lane, so your opponent can just sort of go by you and you would have no clue. And that sort of plays into the Zerg's playbook. So I can sort of see why. And the other side, as this Reaper does get in there, and there's no Queen yet here, so yeah, you'll be able to get no kills. Nope, he gets shoot on out of there. Did have a little bit of time to work on those drones, but chose to, well, not so much chose. Look, he's got a couple of drones with damage, but these are going to just heal up. Victor should, of course, be sending this back in at some point, but for now it seems to have been held off. Now, Terran and quite a few races actually do have a little bit of an advantage on this map, because you start with this base right here. You expand here, as is per normal. If you're a Zerg, some of them, as that Reaper does make its way back in. Where's that Queen over here? Here it is. So he shouldn't be getting any. He even tries to block him with a drone, but doesn't get it. So Victor gets a complete scout off. Some Zergs do tend to get this one first, but not Poseidon in any case. So we've got a third base here and then a fourth base here. You have this little tiny area you have to protect. You can just, especially as a Terran, just pick up in your medevacs and fly to wherever you need to be. And it's a very defensive map if you so choose. And with Zergling speed done, this Reaper should just about get taken down. Victor does take time to confirm the Roach Warren, and that is it. But that is all the damage he should get from this. Oh, gets that Scouting Overlord. So while Victor knows everything that's going on in his opponent base, his opponent also sees everything. So sees the 1-1-1 that's coming this way. Not the 2-1-1, which has been very popular for a long time, but the 1-1-1, which now is seeing a sort of resurgence. Building that third command center as well. So Victor not going for the hyper aggression, just, oh, nice scout by that Zergling. Zergling that's going to go, and yeah, look, one there, one here, one here, one here. So should see exactly everything that flies out of that base. And considering Poseidon not a bad player, we should assume he has seen this. And I say that oh no, all the roaches are coming out just now, just in time. Oh, none of them are here though. Oh, and that Widowmine can do just enough damage to take out that queen. Cool, excellent. And other than that, now there are roaches right here, and they should be able to clean this up just fine. Yep, no problem. A little bit of a fancy micro right there, but now it's waiting for that Widowmine to well, no workers killed, to reload, and hopefully, are you just gonna leave that there? Because that's not going to end well. All right, so we're on 1 kill, and now we're on 4. So that's nice. Doesn't know the exact position of it. This is one of the problems, of course, as Zerg. You can't really see where it is. If this is not on creep, this is more visible than it is when it's on creep. There goes the scouting Zergling, and he should see that Banshee. So it's already putting in 1 Spore Crawler in his main base right here. Are you going to actually take that out? Oh, that should take out just the Zerglings. That's just fine. That's what they're there for. Good. And also we have still this medevac. Anyway, you put down 1 Spore Crawler here. He's going to put another one here and one here. And we have Victor moving in with this drop as well as this Banshee. Or I say that, but that Banshee is just sort of on standby. Doesn't seem to be doing very much at the moment. Taking his third base here as well, but hasn't transferred any of the drones yet. Nope. And this Banshee got 1 kill and then got shooed away with 2 Spore Crawlers right here. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. And Poseidon seems to be moving entirely out of position and allowing Victor to take down that 1 queen. Yep, and maybe a couple of workers. Nope. And there is your medevac. Alright, moving on in here, seeing what he can do here. But his opponent sees all... Nope. That is 1 dead Banshee. And Victor scans once again, making sure what this was, and should see that infestation pit. Knows that his opponent can now go up to Hive and go into those dreaded Ultralisks. There are 3 starports in Victor's base, and right now they're building Banshees. I just thought I should mention that. So, when Poseidon got the early scout off, he saw everything that was there, and now he knows absolutely nothing. Getting a little bit more, you know, normal-ish mech play, but not the standard yet. So we'll see what Poseidon does to deal with this. Going for that Hive, most likely going to go for that Ultralisk style. And Ultralisk against Banshees, not fantastic, but they don't shoot anything, so you know, the point defense drone shouldn't be too useful against them. Hunter Seekers, on the other hand, quite useful. And also, if he gets the upgrade, the auto turret does quite a bit of damage. I'm going to poke out with another Banshee. May decide to invest in that Hyperflight rotors a little way down the line, and looking to the long distance mining over here already. You might want to build a command center down there? I don't know. Poseidon's got that 4th almost ready, and there's no anti-air yet, so if Victor chooses to go there, he might have a very good time. Nope, he's going to go right on top of an Overseer and close to things that shoot up, which isn't necessarily the best thing for your health. Nope. Here we have 2 more, so now we have a grand total of 3 Banshees on the field, which means 4 were built in total, and that should tell Poseidon a little bit of something, and he doesn't have anything to shoot these yet. If they fly and stay in that field when the Ravagers do their corrosive bow, or lots of queens shoot up. He really shouldn't be losing any of these, and I'm wondering what he was doing that he got distracted by this. So setting up that defensive matrix right here, as I did describe, only has to really defend this little bit, whereas the Zerg is a little bit more spread out. If the opponent, such as here, put his Banshee there, and he should be taking that out again with those queens, maybe. No, actually gets, made sure that his opponent can't reach him by putting roaches in front of there. That does take it out. How many queens do we have, actually? Alright, 6 queens. And if the Terran keeps his the entire army here and then drops over here as well, that is a far larger distance that the Zerg army has to do than what the Terran army has to do. If you put your army, like, here basically, you can swing this way to deal with Zergs coming in this way. If the Zergs come in through this way, you've got everything covered. And if they swing in through here, it's a couple of seconds of movement. Whereas from here, to here, that's not just a couple of seconds. Alright, so that Hellions counts everything going down here, and these Zerglings should get a lot of damage on right here, as the rest of the army don't actually move in at all. Yes, now we do have an engagement right here, and this should get just absolutely massacred, because only a tiny bit of the army of Poseidon is fighting, and the Ultralists are fighting before the update, and there are those Hunter Seeker missiles, and bye Poseidon's roaches. So yeah, Victor got massacred here. Look at that, 24 workers count, but right now he's got 99 army supply, and his opponent only has 74. No, chitinous plating is now done. I wonder if that just now finished. Adrenal glands coming up, Zerg level 2. So these 9 Ultralists should be able to deal with this army just fine. And then when everything on the ground is dead, these Banshees will be able to rip through the shreds. Alright, moving into the 4th base. Get us around by just Zergling. Now Zergling's not the best against Hellbout, but they do the initial job. Now with the remaining Ultralists coming on in, we should see at least these Marauders be taken out, but it seems like they're doing well enough of a job to tank for, well, the tanks. And the tanks also very nice tool against Ultralists. Is shut them on down together with the Banshees, and now we've got a completely unprotected fort. Yes, here is one Ultralist. Yep, but with his opponent focusing on that hatchery, he does manage to kill those couple of Marines, but now they are dead. I'm going to finish this off. Yes. What did he have against this though? He doesn't have Hydralisk, he's got Corruptors on the way. So with Corruptors on the way, maybe he'll be able to kill all of this off. Does have detection as well, so yes, they should be able to get cleaned up, although if there's a point defense drone, now would be a good time to use it. Doesn't have those hyperflight rotors though, so these guys who only go 3.85 should get caught by these guys who fly at 4.13. Killing a couple of stragglers right there and retaking the base over here. But while all of this is going on, Victor has taken his 5th base. So 4 base, not even 4th base, with 3 bases mining. Zerg against a 5 base Terran, and that is not the best thing in the world. But Victor hasn't rebuilt his defenses over here, meaning that Poseidon can just absolutely wreck that mineral line and get out of there before those Banshees come and absolutely fucking stay up. No, Hyperflight Rotors hasn't been researched yet. No. So, Poseidon in a little bit of a hard position. Yes, he's got the mobility. He actually, no, he doesn't know about this base. If he were to click on this mineral patch, he should see that something's breaking down. But from this vantage point, this shouldn't actually be something that he's going to be aware of. So his opponent's got a better economy, his opponent's got a better army supply, the Zerg has better upgrades, and he should probably be starting 3-3. But and of course he's got the GG unit of the Ultralisk, but his opponent has Banshees, and lots of them. Look at that Banshee count, that's 8 of them. And Ultralisk don't even shoot back. He's got 10 Corruptors, but to deal with the Corruptors, Victor has 10 Vikings and 2 Ravens with the point defense drone, so those Corruptors should do, if played properly, absolutely nothing. So how do you deal with this as a Zerg? Well, one of the options is Vipers, but we're not seeing any of those produced. Fungals would be good, don't have any of those. So this is a little bit of an issue for Poseidon right here, as he does see that army right there. Decides not to engage it, moves back in order for to take a defensive position over here. And here is the engagement. Yes, we have a lot of Corruptors going down, and we don't have any point defense rounds. Instead, we have Hunter Seeker missiles. Those Hunter Seeker missiles come on down to the Ultralisk, but the Ultralisk are now completely upgraded. And that means they absolutely chomp through everything that Victor has on the ground. Yes, those Banshees will absolutely murder them, but in the meantime, they seem to be doing quite well with the things that Victor had on the ground, which also means he should be able to deny this. He should be able to ravage this, and he's got a couple of Zerglings right here. If he remembers them, this base and this base should pretty much be gone. All right, Orbital Command, nothing there. He's got a couple of SCVs and does actually lift up that Orbital Command, which is good. But those SCVs are toast. Moving on down here, this one's probably going to be mined out, so this is not the best place for your Ultralisk to be. You may want to split them up at this time. Banshee's only really going to be able to follow one group, and yeah, now we see the end of those Ultralisks. And we're not building any new ones, we've got one left, and he's building instead a bunch of Corruptors. Here we go with the run by, and we should be able to see this count go from, well, let's see if we can get up to 100 this game, shall we? 54, 55 is a good point, and now he's going to get intercepted by this. Should be able to get a fair few of these as well. These are a 2-2 with adrenal gland lings. And one of the things Poseidon can maybe do is invest into those 3 upgrades and make them even better. Now, if Banshees are good against Ultralisks, Liberators, if Ultralisks derp around in their liberation zones, are even better. So we have Poseidon, or Victor, slowly whittling down Poseidon. He's only got 42 army supply. And yeah, he's got a fairly decent income with those 70 workers, but I don't think Victor is going to give that time to his opponent. Doesn't want to liberate us against Corruptors. That's not the best thing right there. So yeah, the Vikings against Corruptor is very good, however, and Lean's helping out there, not so bad as well. So that is the last of the Corruptors. That is that. Third base being taken down, and with 32 army supply and nothing at all against a 130 army supply Terran of mech variety in front of his doorstep, he says, GG, well played. If you enjoyed this video, press that like button. If you'd like to see more of me, subscribe.